That's Toby Keith, by the way, if you'd like to download that song. So I'm reading more into what's going on with Russia right now, that warship, that Russia shut down the de-escalation channels, what the Pentagon is saying, and basically saying, the midair, channel where, you were able to alert U.S. Air Force with Russia with their planes. They shut down the channels saying that we're not going to communicate anymore. So there's no communication right now with this. And so it does seem that Russia is very upset about what happened. And that's probably one of the reasons why their warship is heading where we're at, to show them or show someone. We don't look like we're flinching, but it's certainly like tensions are going to be a little bit higher, whether there's any kind of showdown with these warships. I mean, there's 2-1. So I just can't imagine them starting to fire at our bow or something like that. It'd be ridiculous. But it's one of their warships. And how well equipped we are right now after all those Tomahawks. I think we've kind of released our stockpile aboard that, but I don't think Putin's stupid enough to be able to do something that would just be more provocative. But clearly, he's being provocative and being there, supporting Assad's regime, a war criminal, sends a very terrible message to the rest of the world. And I don't think that anybody possibly could ever think they would think very highly of Russia, especially Putin, what a puke that he is, doing this. And there needs to be a big scolding, a big outcry that would condemn anybody right now that would get together in a major coalition and penalize not only Russia, but Iran immediately for anybody that supports this idiot, and put the screws to them really quickly, as much as they can economically, and as we can see militarily in anything we have to do. But if we have a coalition that's built, and it's not just us, it's the world, that we can get things done. And we need to stand in unity like this. I don't think any longer can we do this, because it's a weak message. And we're digging out from this after, 8 years of weakness. And it's the untold weakness that so many Democrats fail to even recognize with this passive behavior, or this line in the sand that they've supposedly drew for Russia and for Syria. And none of these people reacted in any positive way. Iran kept on building, kept on launching things, provoking our Navy, just all the arrogance of these rogue nations that could care less. But now, yes, the strong message, and we got to continue with our resolve, continue making sure that we have worked with world leaders to make sure. In China is going to be very pivotal. And as you know, the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, is meeting at a high-stakes meeting with President Trump during this whole deal. And, certainly, they're talking about this very thing, what's going on right now. And China saw how we reacted. And I think basically the conversation is going to go something like this: if you don't act, we will again. And how much weight do you think that's going to give to the Chinese leaders and to the president, Xi Jinping? He's going to be able to eat that right away, because he saw what happened. He saw what I like to call the whoop-ass. We unleashed it. And there's more where that came from. And if it's needed, we'll do it. Military might is necessary. And again, when good men do nothing and they decide they don't do anything, then these tyrants are able to get away with murder and continue on with their escapades. And America stands for good, and we stand for justice. And so many other of our allies do the very, very same thing. But we have led, and now we have a leader, and we have a military that will gladly follow the orders of the president and act decisively and not hastily. We did it because it was the right thing to do. And let's pray for our military, our president, our leaders, and for the poor folks in Syria that are, and also in Europe, that are reeling with the loss of their loved ones with terrorism. There's definitely a lot of bad things that are happening. But Gorsuch, it's good news with the nuclear option. He's going to be the court. We're going to have finally that vacancy filled with somebody that's conservative that can continue a conservative agenda. And that's good news for America. Thank goodness we have a conservative that can echo those real values. And it protects all of us, no matter if you're Democrat or Republican. I always believed in the balance of power, and it's a good thing. But we needed a strong conservative on the court, and that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't do this show without you. We are on the air for you each and every day, and with thoughtful guests and analysis of the daily news that comes in nationally, locally, sometimes in your newspaper. We share stories that affect you, and it's conversation that if you're talking about it, we're talking about it. But it's meaningful discussion that you can use. Educate somebody after the show. Tell them about the broadcast for the people. Our website is on 24 hours a day. Help us reach that $500 match. You give $500, we get $500. Keith Allen, for the people, all the best. May God bless.